Hello student, Assalamu alaikum. Hope all of you doing well. In international trade, today we are going to explore the Rybczynski Theorem. Learning outcomes: after watching this video, you will be able to understand the Rybczynski Theorem of international trade. A short biography of author. The Rybczynski 1923 to 1998 was a Polish English economist who is known for the development of the Rybczynski Theorem 1953. He studied at the London School of Economics. Soon after discovering his famous theorem, he joined the Lazette and spent the rest of his career there as an investment banker. The Rybczynski Theorem. The Rybczynski Theorem says that if the endowment of some resource increases, the industry that uses that resource most intensively will increase its output, while the other industry will decrease its output. The relative factor intensity is measured by the ratio of factor used in each industry. The theorem suggests that unbalanced growth in factor supplies tends at constant commodity prices to lead to strong asymmetric changes in output level of two types of the industries: capital intensive and labor intensive. If the number of factors and commodities are evenly matched and two commodities such as food and cloth, as example, are not jointly produced, this asymmetry entails that the growth in one factor, such as labor, act as a force to cause an actual fall in production of one commodity. Explanation: let's suppose that the cloth is the capital intensive and food is the labor intensive product. Now, if the capital stocks grows, the labor of the cloth will increase. However, the production of more cloth will lead to an increase in the demand for labor. If more labor is not used with the capital, the productivity of labor is bound to fall. As a result, there will be shortage of labor in the labor intensive sector, that is food. And the end result is fall in the output of food. The capital accumulation will lead to fall in the output of the labor intensive industry. The RT can be presented in two types of models: a linear model and non-linear model. Here we explain only the linear type of the model. Here we have the following two linear constraints. In figure 1, we show the RT in the linear model. Look at the figure. RT linear model. Line production possibility frontier curve. On x-axis we take the food, that is the labor intensive product, and the y-axis we take the cloth, that is we assume as the capital intensive product. The line CD shows the A11F plus A12C is equal to L, that is the food production frontier curve with the constant prices, and line AB is the A21F plus A22C is equal to K for the capital intensive product, that is, and both lines are intersect at point E. If the line shifted, the dotted line shifted C prime D prime, here A11F plus A12C is equal to L, labor, where the A21 plus A22C is equal to K, that is the capital, where A11 and A12 are the input coefficients of the length of time, optimum production of the two products, and the maximum income occur at point E. The slope of the labor constraint is, and the slope of the capital constraint is A21 and A22. This means that the industry 1 food is the labor intensive and industry 2 is the cloth is the capital intensive, since A11 over A12 greater than A21 over A22 greater than A11, A21 greater than A12 and A22. If the amount of the labor is increased, the labor constraint shift to the right and the new output mix is produced at point E at E prime. Output of the food and the labor intensive good is increased while the output of the capital intensive good cloth falls. Thus the RD simply suggests that if the product prices are held constant, an increase in the supply of one factor, say labor, will lead to an increase in the output of the labor intensive good and fall in output of the capital intensive good. The relationship between endowments and output. The Rybczynski Theorem demonstrates how changes in an endowment affect the output of the goods when fall employment is maintained. The theorem is useful in analyzing the effects of capital investment, immigration within the context of the HO theorem. Diagram. If the endowment of the capital rose, the capital constraint would shift out, causing an increase in the steel production and decrease in the clothing production. Recall that since the labor constraint is steeper than the capital constraint, steel is capital intensive and clothing is the labor intensive here. This means that in general, an increase in a country endowment of factor will cause an increase in output of the good that uses the factor intensively and a decrease in the output of the other goods. Thank you.